Genghis Khan needed to choose who would inherit his massive empire when he died, and so brought all of his sons together to discuss it. He let them know who he wanted to succeed him, but wanted them to understand his reasoning. After all, this is the greatest prize in the world. Each of them would have wanted it, and they needed to know their role after he left the scene. Genghis, or Chinggis, depending on how you think his name is pronounced, picked up a single arrow and he snapped it. He then picked up a bundle of arrows and tried to snap all of them, but wasn't able to. The lesson was obvious, that if you're divided, it's easy for your enemies to destroy you, but if you stand united, you can withstand any force. We've all heard this before, but you don't recognize just how important this lesson truly is unless you understand history. One of the things that made the Mongol army so effective wasn't just their battle prowess, but their unequaled ability to fragment their foes and turn them against each other. By sowing separation between allies, Mongolia was able to take over both Russia and China. This is a strategy that empire has used since the feudal days to make sure they didn't have to deal with a united enemy. The FBI had the COINTELPRO program in the 60s to sow division within the ranks of the Black Panthers, and this division is still going on today. The person who has the opposite political views as you and won't listen to any reason is not your enemy. You're being led to believe they are, but they are simply an unknowing agent captured by your true enemy. They may not listen to logic or be able to speak with you one-on-one, but do not hold hate for them, as that is what's expected of you. The true enemy is trying to keep us separated by race, gender, political beliefs, class, any division they can think of or see, they will pull apart to make bigger. They are trying to keep you caught up in the idea that your neighbor is your enemy. They want you thinking these giant industries have your best interests in mind. They're trying to make you feel that they are the good guys, and all these other movements going on, they are your enemies. But the real enemy is not your family, it's not your neighbor. Your true enemy is the person pitting you against each other. Recognize this and strive to live in harmony with your neighbor and your family. No matter how different your views may seem, you'll recognize how much you really have in common. If you can come together in unity, you have no idea the amount of change you can affect. But just be careful when doing this, as the true enemy always has its eyes out looking for just such a thing, and they look to pull it apart as fast as possible.